Hey, 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 hey. What's going on, family? So, all right, son. Love you too. I'll talk to you later, man. All right, all right. We'll get started here in just a little bit. Fort Law's in the house. What's up, Fort Law? Fort Law, I'm going to be doing some moderating. See, Daryl Brown. Hello, hello from Orange County, California. Hey, all right. All right. EM's from Brazil. All right. What's up in Brazil? Tim Reed. What's up? What's up? Let's see. And he's already got a question. Tim Reed, and I don't even know the answer to that question, brother. So where it came from. So let's see. Hello and insight to insight. What's up? What's going on, Linda? Glad to have y'all here. We'll be getting going here in just a little bit. Yeah. Jalen Smith, what's going on from St. Louis? How's it going? Good old St. Louis. All right, all right. Yeah. Everybody's filing in. So yeah, Tim, on that Baphomet stuff, man, you gotta really look at that from a symbolic perspective. So there's probably I know that there's a lot of symbolism within the Baphomet stuff. So but I had that particular thing I just hadn't studied. So it's just for me, it's just not it wasn't related to it's not really related to anything that I personally enjoy studying, I guess, at this point. Not that I've seen anyway. The Dark Goddess, hello, hello. The Dark Goddess is here in the house. All right, all right. All right, let's see. Tenebrous from Memphis. All right. Hey, I appreciate that, Tenebrous. I appreciate that. So Tenebrous said I appreciate what I'm doing, and I'm a pretty smart dude. So, you know, I my brain cells kind of talk to each other every now and then, you know. So I do all right. But I appreciate the compliment. I do. I really do. So I do consider myself an intelligent individual. So yeah, C-Mac, what's going on? Zen, hello, hello. And question me. Okay, I got it. Question me. Got it. What's up? What's up? You with Tenebrous? All right, all right. Y'all in the same room together? All right. That's all right. What's up, Eva Jemison? Gina 111. Hello. Robert Bush. What's going on? What going on? Let's see. Sorry, nobody here. What's up? Cape of Good Hope in South Africa? All the way from South Africa. What time is it in South Africa? Sorry. And it ought to be pretty late there, or pretty early, I guess. Early Thursday, I would think. Hans, man, where you been? Hans is back in the house. Man, we missed you. Missed you in the room. But he's here tonight. He's here tonight. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Sharonda, hello, hello. And Jen, all right, Jen, she stayed up. Jen is all the way in the UK, so I know it's early in the UK. My goodness. Shauna A, hello, hello. Mark Pierre, hello. All right. Did Kemetic writing speak of any music? I do not know that. Let's see. More sciences and Kemetic sciences are the same. They got it all from Kemet. So it's all the same thing. So no difference. So that's what they took to Spain. So when the Moors went to Spain, they took the Kemetic sciences with them. As far as 2:04 a.m. Oh man, you are up late. Well, thank you for staying up late. All right, Jason Gaskin say first time. Hello, hello. Teresa Beverly, what's going on? You made it in, Teresa. All right, Rob the Creator is here. All right, Lady Doc. All right, turning in from Chicago. All All right. Courtney SLP. Hello, hello. Long time no see. Long time no see. I remember that name. And Valerie Kelly. What's going on, Valerie Kelly? How are you doing? All right. Got some of the class people in here tonight, too. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. Yeah. Everybody's here. So good deal. Good deal. Glad to have you guys here. Glad to have my moderators here. So I got some new moderators here. You guys are always helping out in the room anyway. I always appreciate you. Always appreciate your great attitudes. And that's really what I like, because you guys, y'all keep it flowing, y'all keep it fun, and you keep it funny. I like that, you know? So I definitely want to get some good moderators that are definitely into that. So Love JJ is really good. So he's not here tonight, but love JJ. I love his attitude, positiveness always. And then, of course, my daughter always doing a good job. So I appreciate you guys being here and being willing to moderate, definitely. So thank you very much. Let's see. And Karen Paget from York, PA, from Pennsylvania. All right. Good to have y'all here. Mark Pierre said, try to watch the Mummy movie and almost broke the TV. All right. C-Mac, thank you very much. C-Mac gave $20 off the bat. Man, I always appreciate that when you guys really show me love like that. That's always so wonderful when you support me financially. That means a lot. I told you last week I love Christmas, about to lose everything. You told me how you made it. I got an unexpected check in the mail. I prayed to the universe. All that. Listen to that. C-Mac, I know exactly how that feels, bro. That's what made me start investigating. So C-Mac said, I told you last week I left Christianity and was about to lose everything. You told me how you made it. I got an unexpected check in the mail. I prayed to the universe all last week. Dude, that exact thing happened to me, C-Mac. I was an atheist. I considered myself an atheist for a long time. And then I always had this thing in the back of my mind. It's just like, I don't like this Christian idea of God. So that's kind of what I was rebelling against. But I always had this idea that there was just something more, And but I just never could quite put my finger on it. But man, I was about to get evicted, C-Mac. I was trained. I was in the middle of changing jobs. Okay. And it was in the middle of got my last check, hadn't got my first check. And it was about a month in between. So man, they were getting ready to file eviction on me. And I went to the mailbox one day and there was a check in the mail. I still to this day have no idea where it came from. No idea. And it covered everything I needed. When that happened, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I didn't know nothing else then. But man, that same thing happened to me, C-Mac. So man, I'm so glad to hear that. I really, really am. And that's how powerful. That's when you know this stuff is powerful, man. When you put it out there like that and it comes back, man, you cannot tell me that this stuff does not work. Nobody can tell me that it doesn't work, because I know it firsthand. Man, C-Mac, man, I'm so happy for you. I really am. Man, that's deep. That is deep. I love hearing that. So, but anyway, just right quick. So I'm Reginald Q A, and I'm the founder of Cometic Centered Living. So I will be your host tonight. And so I got my sidekicks. I got Rod the Creator. I got Fort Law. I got the Dark Goddess. All my moderators here tonight. So guys, again, thank you so much for being here. This will be a positive experience always. Love positivity, love high vibration. We got to raise them up, raise the roof. All right. So please be kind to everyone in chat. Be kind to each other. Be kind to my moderators. And please, I hope y'all be kind to me. But if you don't, I'm gonna kick you out. But anyway, it's all good. So chat can get to moving pretty fast, guys. So I don't always see all of the text and I don't always see all the questions. So ask it a couple of times. Moderators, if y'all see a good question, y'all put it up and I'll just kind of check what y'all are doing there. And then Fort Law, you got that big question mark. I like that. That helps me out when you use that big question mark. But at any rate, If I do say something that is uplifting to you, that helps you, and you want to give, you can do that. If you see, look up underneath where you're typing in the text, you'll see a $ and a smiley face. You can give there. So you can also give at $ Q A at Cash App, and beyond the physical.me for PayPal. Okay, so either ways. But if I give value and enlightenment, hey, please prime the pump and give back. So it'll be appreciated. My class is closed right now. Karen Morton, thank you, gave $10. I appreciate that, Karen. Thank you so very much. Very much appreciated. But my class is right now, but it'll be opening August 16th. So if you guys are interested in really learning and getting in depth in this stuff and experiencing stuff that CMAC is doing, because man, I know how powerful that is, CMAC. I got chills just going up my spine and stuff all over me right now. Just feeling that CMAC. So that's powerful. But at any rate, you can get on the wait list at AfricanMindRewire.com/early-bird1. So you can go there. So thank you very much. Lady Doc, thank you. Lady Doc says you're amazing. That is so nice. Man, you guys are wonderful tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shauna A says, I'm going back to college next month. All right. Going back to college and going to live it up. Where do you go? Well, no, I'm not going to ask you that, Shauna A, but I was going to ask what area or college that you're in, what you studying. So yeah. So that's awesome. And Gina Guns gave $9.99. Man, y'all flowing tonight. Woo, I might grow some hair for y'all tonight. Think I'm lying. That's $9.99. Thank you very much, Gina. She says, keep the enlightenment coming. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. And let's see, 30 thumbs up, 70 people in the chat. We need to get some thumbs up. Come on, guys, get the thumbs up. Let's see. And demolition all records to their native. Nothing is. So let's see. Priming the pump. Courtney, the SLP is priming the pump. Yes, that's what's happening. Priming the pump. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we can get it going, guys. If y'all got questions, I'm here. I'll ask. If I know an answer, I'll answer to the best of my ability. If I don't, I'll just say I don't know. Because, guys, I study stuff in a specific way. My brain kind of works in a kind of a, I don't know. It's a different kind of way it works. That's how I end up putting the information together like I do. I just do me through the information. So, but if I know it, I know it. If I don't, I don't. So to me, I study stuff that's more into how can I improve, how can I create my reality, how can I manifest things in my life. That's the way I study this information, and that's the way that I teach it. So, that's what I move on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Looking to see if there's any questions. Question me says, just join the wait list. All right. You're going to get into class. All right. I appreciate that. Let's see. And Lady Doc says, I'm in the class. All right, Lady Doc. Yes. She is in the class. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. So I enjoy putting that information together, man. It's amazing. It really is. I love it. Let's see. How did the Cometians teach or think about mental illness? Now, see that they wouldn't necessarily and that's really a good question. I like that question because a lot of times what we think is of mental illness is a lot of times some spiritual gifts. But we have this idea that if it's not so-called normal, it's a mental illness. Like for one would be what's one I'm thinking about? They had a schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is we classify it as a mental illness because the person a lot of times just doesn't function properly or function the way we want them to function in society. But they are literally connecting to different aspects of their soul and different aspects of themselves. A lot of times they talk about their hearing voices and stuff like that, but they're just connecting interdimensionally. But we classify it today as an illness. If something's wrong, and people will say that, hey, I am ill, something's wrong with me. And that's the way that they start to look at themselves and looking down on themselves, okay? Rather than the ability to really connect to different aspects of themselves interdimensionally. There have been studies and records shown that a person can have a disease, a schizophrenic person can have a disease, and then when they shift to one of those other personalities, that disease is gone. When they shift back to the personality before, the disease comes back. They have literally studied. They've literally done stuff like that. That's how powerful this idea, this stuff is. So mentally ill is in the eye of the beholder. But if a person accepts what society tells them about themselves, you're going to be in trouble. And as Black people, we've dealt with that a long time, all the time. And we know how that is firsthand, of being told what you are or what you are not. So we know what that feels like. But you know, if you accept people's definition of you, man, you're going to be in trouble all the time. All the time. You can't do it. So you can't let other people define you. See, Rod said that your sister was hearing spirits, hearing the spirit. Yeah. And I mean that happens all the time. And we have to look at from our knowledge or higher knowledge, we have to start to looking at these things a little bit differently. And we have to quit trying to fit people into these boxes that we've defined as normal in society. You know, now if they're a danger to themselves, I understand. You know, you having to do something about it. But a lot of times they're a danger to themselves because they're looking down on themselves and looking negatively at themselves and have defined themselves by the way everybody else does. That's why they get to be a danger. Okay. Donny Hathaway was schizophrenic. He was schizophrenic. I did not know that. I did not know that. All right. Let's see. Justice 100 says, so are those that are diagnosed with autism, they are truly spiritually gifted? Yes. A lot of times they really are. So autism, there are some aspects of autism that I know that they literally can peer into so many different dimensions at one time that it's hard for them to stay focused a lot of times, you know. So they don't look at people in the face, and that a lot of autistic children kind of look away at people and they don't always make eye contact. It's because they see you interdimensionally, and they don't know how to process it a lot of times. So they just don't look at people. You know, so that's a lot of times what's happening with them. So like even like Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that. When what's happening is that older people are literally, they are checking out mentally, and they're still here physically, but they're actually doing spiritual work. So they know that their body is okay and safe. And they literally check out, and they start to travel interdimensionally with their consciousness. Okay, so a lot of times that's what's happening. It's deep. So Alicia Usher gave $10. Thank you, Alicia. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Look out for trolls. Yeah, there's a few of them every now and then, but if they start trolling, acting funny, kick them out. But very few. That happens very, very, not very often. So let's see. Shauna A is an autistic person. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, see, Shauna, I know you're a lot of times you're telling me, that you look at things about yourself very negatively, but you probably have some gifts that you just hadn't recognized yet. And you got to look at yourself in a way that's positive so that you can start to look at your gifts, So you have a lot of you're probably gifted in some area that you're just not paying attention to because you think it's normal. You think it's just the way everybody sees the world. But I can guarantee you that you probably have some type of a gift. Have hypersensitivity or hyposensitivity. Yeah, they see and hear different prism frequencies. Okay, Courtney is saying, Courtney, the SLP is saying the same thing. that they are hypersensitive, okay, and they can see different frequencies, tap into different frequencies. There's this what's this synesthesia, where people can actually see colors when they hear sound. And I think who is that? Pharrell says that he has synesthesia, and they'll actually try to medicate people with that. And that's literally, I mean, you have an interdimensional ability. You're able to see sound, to see the different colors that sound make. Man, that's powerful. Let's see. Have you ever been to Egypt and not the first thing you're doing when you get there? I have never been to Egypt, but I'll tell you what, I'll be there next year. I'm going to be in Egypt next year for real. I just got to get my passport. So I got to get matter of fact, I'm going to get my passport pictures and all that taken next week. Can't wait. Man, I had to wait a long time to do that. And then I got to wait 18 weeks before I get my passport going. It's like, man, I just travel around the United States. Shoot, think I'm lying. Let's see. Mental health is real. Oh, man, see, it moved again. Dang it, where'd it go? Let's see. Question. If there is no devil, are there no demons or angels? All we're doing with that is that we're classifying a certain experience, and we're classifying a lot of times in the context of the religion that we've been in. So these I won't say that there is no angels or, excuse me. I think that there are angelic presences. I think that there are beings that we would classify as angelic. But they are just someone else along a different spectrum, or someone else that might be at another level of existence. Okay, and they might have more knowledge in certain areas than we do. Okay, from my understanding, there are different beings that all the different animals that are on our planet. They have different DNA from different beings all over the universe. Okay, so there might be a planet, and I know probably a lot of people don't want to think about this, but there might be spiders are like the top of the food chain, like us humans. Okay, but they get to, because there are spiders here, they can tap into our reality, okay? Because there are spiders in this realm, all right? So there's a lot of different things like that we don't think of as spiritual, man. And this is what's so fascinating about a lot of this stuff to me, is when we let go of all these boxes that we're supposed to fit into, and a lot of this dogmatic stuff, we can explore and peer into different realities, and we can go within and tap into different things that we've never thought about, and we can experience different things. But the way that we are put in a box, especially as a Christian, and I just speak as a Christian because that's something that I've lived, okay? As Christians, we're told to classify everything in relation to the church, in relation to Jesus in some kind of way. No matter what our inner experience is, it's because of the church or it's Jesus. That's just a limiting way to look at things. So once we get away from those limiting ideas, we have the ability to expand. Okay. So amazing. All right. Jason Gaskin gave $24.99. Thank you, Jason. I definitely appreciate that. And Dog 43, thank you. Says, I've learned so much from your teachings. Thank you very much, Dog 43. I'm glad I could help. I really enjoyed this last series that I've been doing, guys. Man, I've enjoyed putting that together so much, man. I got one more in this series that I'm doing that I'm going to do Friday. So I'm going to do that Friday morning. But I have so enjoyed doing this series. It's really, I mean, I'm sitting up there and I'm putting it together and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be good right here. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I put it that way. Yep. So just having fun doing it. So I enjoyed it. So thank you guys. I appreciate that feedback. No, definitely. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Matt Carter said the reason I asked is because I was diagnosed bipolar 2 to the 11, I have had what science would call a manic episode, 3 or 4, 3 of the past 4 years. I'm trying to figure out what the universe is trying to teach me. And the message a lot of times, let's see, that's Mad Art Click. The message a lot of times it will come through the pain. I know that's a lot of times how things have come to me. Is and I was saying this on one of the videos this week. Pain a lot of times has been my teacher. Having to figure out how to overcome. But I've had a viewpoint a long time that I'm never a victim. So when something does happen, I don't get into the woe is me stage and go, oh man, this has happened to me. The world is terrible. I'm like, I might not like it. I'm like, well, damn, why does this happen? Then I'll just stop and go, okay, wait a minute. What's happening here? And then I'll step back and then I'll try to observe what's happening and then see what I get out of it. So that's a very empowering position that you're putting yourself in, Mad Art Click, when you start to do that. You're asking, what is this teaching? Once you start to ask that question, then it's like your consciousness starts to go out and put out feelers to get you answers. So just keep listening. And some days something will just come and hit you, just out of the blue. And when it comes out of the blue like that, that's when I know that it's coming from my higher self or somewhere else. It just shows up. I'm not even thinking about it, and then bam, there it is. There's the answer. Let's see. Thank you for teaching. CDW Carter says, thank you for teaching. I felt lost after I converted from Christianity. No one could ever explain any of this to me before. But hey, I know how it feels, CDW Carter. And that's part of the reason why I do what I do, because I know there are so many that kind of want to leave Christianity, leave that dogmatic type of thinking and transition into spirituality. But man, there's nobody that gives answers. And when I started studying this stuff, that's what started happening to me. It just started giving answers. And I'm like, man, other people will want to know this, and it just, one thing just led to another. And I got so frustrated because a lot of times the people that were teaching a lot of this stuff was just so freaking negative, man. I mean, I'm just like, man, I don't want to be depressed every time I listen to you, So, because that's just not how my mind works. And so I just started to studying it and started to bring it in a way that, man, it was uplifting, because it was uplifting to me, So I'm glad I could help. Definitely. Eugene Dorsey says, Billie Eilish. Man, when I was a teacher, my fourth graders used to love Billie Eilish. I've still never heard any of Billie Eilish's music, so I don't know what it is. What was the water baptism in Kemet? Actually, it had nothing to do with water baptism. Okay. The baptism was actually because everything was from the perspective of the soul in Kemet. The baptism was actually the soul's dissension into the body, because it's literally the body is 70% water. So that was their perspective, is that when the soul descended into matter, it was baptized. Okay. So that's what the baptism was. So it's the Christian way of thinking about things. If you try to take Kemet and fit it into Christianity, you're going to be screwed up, because usually Christianity is just they take stuff, they twist it, and they're always going to, well, I won't say always, but a lot of times what they end up doing is attaching fear and making it contradictory in some kind of way. Okay, so don't try to fit Christianity, or don't try to say, because I know I do connect the dots a lot of times too, from Kemetic spirituality to Christianity. But I'm trying to expand you away or out of the dogma, not trying to take all your Christian beliefs and then fit them into Kemet, and that's what a lot of people end up doing. Is they'll all they do is just switch from, they stop believing in Jesus, but they take everything else that was Christian and fit it into Kemet, all the other limitations that they think. Don't do that, because there's a lot of there's more expansion from Kemetic spirituality. All right. Let's see, going to all 43. All right, let's see, Shava Black. Thank you. Gave $14.99. And who's that up there? Anthony Johnson gave 1333, says Grand Rising. Man, y'all showing out tonight. What is up? Dang. Thank you. Man, I appreciate that. Y'all showing some brothers some love. Woo. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I was raised in church and didn't learn that the majority of Jesus' life is missing from the Bible until last year. Yep. And there is a reason for that. From 12, they talk about Jesus's life is missing from 12 to 30. Okay. He stopped teaching at 12 and started teaching at 30. And they give you all stories about Jesus was probably traveling around the world. He went to India and everything. You can find the answer in Kemet. It comes back to ancient Kemet. At 12, you leave the realm of it's about spiritual evolution, is what it is. 12 is 1 plus 2, right? That is, and you add 1 plus 2 in numerology, what that add up to? 3. Okay. The age of 30 is 3 plus 0. Added together is 3. But the 0 is a higher spiritual level. Okay. So you leave the womb of the mother, okay, and you elevate spiritually. That's what the 30. That's going from 12 to 30. That's what that means. And I'm kind of butchering that, but it has nothing to do with his life was missing. It is about the spiritual evolution of a person, of an individual, or of a soul. Okay, so absolutely nothing to do. Jesus never went to India because he never existed. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Thank you. Anything you can recommend to explain to my kids? Shava Black, you know what? And this is what I tell people. You say your kids are 4, 7, and 11. You pay attention to your kids, and you have to live this and be this. It's not about necessarily what you tell them, because they're not going to hear what you tell them. They're going to watch what you do. Okay, they're going to watch who you're being, and that's what. And any of us that have had kids, we know that they get to a certain age, we can't tell them nothing. Can't tell them nothing. But they'll respond to who you are as a parent, you know? So with this stuff, it's not about you having to tell them anything. Allow them to be. Allow them, because I'm going to tell you, your 4 and 7-year-old, your 4-year-old especially, is probably still connected to the spirit world. And your 4-year-old might have imaginary friends. Those imaginary friends are usually people that they're connected to in the spirit world, and they still have access to them. You're at about the age of 7 is when that cuts off for most kids. And that cuts off because then we've rationalized out of them all of that stuff, all that magical thinking that they had, we rationalize it out of them. So by the age of 7 is when that cuts off for them. Okay. But if you pay attention to your kids, watch how they're being, your kids will teach you on some level. I'm not talking about life, talking about lessons and giving you wisdom, but you'll learn wisdom. But you'll learn how to be, how to live in joy, how to enjoy life, and that's one of the things that our kids can help us with. It's just showing us how to be joyful for no reason, because that's a lot of times the way kids are. They're just joyful for no reason. So good question, Shava Black. Definitely good question. Let's see. So can you actually work through your mental illness without medication? Now, I'm not a doctor. I can't say that because I don't know the individual, and I wouldn't dare try to diagnose somebody else and say that. Now, personally, I mean, some people might say I'm a little bit crazy, but I go without medication. Okay, no, I'm not. But anyway, but no, I've dealt with my mother, who was she was diagnosed as bipolar, and people wanted to put her on medicines all the time, and a lot of times she was just depressed about life, man. I mean, she was just living in an existence that she didn't like, and there are certain people that ended up being removed from her life and she doesn't have to take any medication anymore, you know. But again, I can't diagnose, and I wouldn't suggest that, you know, for anybody, or make suggestions like that. That would be like, just, to me, that would be irresponsible, you know, to the highest degree. Okay. Let's see. I read that water baptism was done in Egypt. It's possible. I can't say that it wasn't. So it's possible. That's really preach, bro. See, I'm not following that one there. Not following that one. See, Jamian Smith says highly educated people like Bart Ehrman call Alvin Boyd Kuhn a Jesus denier. Apparently, there were a lot of mystics like Kuhn who are classified as Jesus deniers. How reliable is Kuhn? Kuhn. I would say that he's very reliable. And understand that Bart D. Ehrman also, even though he considers himself an atheist now, okay? And he was a big Christian, big evangelical, but he still gets a paycheck from a Christian school. He's a professor. So to me, if you read Kuhn's stuff, it just makes sense. I mean, he breaks down the symbolic a lot of, and I put a lot of his books. His books are a very hard read for a lot of people. But when you grasp what he's talking about, it makes perfect sense. And he connects the dots to a lot of stuff. So I can't. To me, Kuhn is a very positive influence to me. You know. But of course, people who want to hold on to the idea that Jesus was historical, of course, they're not going to like Kuhn. They're not going to like Massey. They're not going to like any of these guys that tell you that Jesus is not historical. But once you start to putting together all the dots, a historical Jesus doesn't make sense. And the fact that there is no archaeological evidence is ever found for the existence, none. So, and people have tried. So I like Kuhn. But thank you for that $9.99. I appreciate that, Jamin. Most definitely, most definitely. And let's see. Ooh, that went fast. Let's see. Ren 11B Airborne gave $19.99. Thank you very much. Says we're not replacing Christian or other religious deities. We are concerned with our own power as individual divine beings and our abilities to create our own world here and in the transition. Yeah, it's not about, to me, believing in the Christian God or human-like God is a childlike existence. Okay, what the Kemetic netters, and the reason why I like Kemet as an African spiritual system is that it debunks a lot of the Christian stuff. Is that it literally, you can the negative stuff from Christianity and know what it was supposed to be. Okay, that's why I really gravitate towards Cometicism. All right, but Yoruba, Valden, there's a lot of other systems. They have the same stuff. They just call them different names, you know. But it's not trying to compete, because literally the Kemetic, if you're into Cometicism, it can exist alongside any other spiritual system, because it's not about trying to say I'm right and you're wrong. It's just you basically developing who you are. And it's about you becoming the best vision of yourself and recognizing the God that's within you. Okay. The aspect of God that is within you, connecting to your higher self. Let's see. Let's see. What's he? With the ancestors. What's your take on maintaining the connection with the ancestors? It's just a matter of you wanting to do that. That might be what you call your spiritual connection, but everybody has their way of, I guess, naming things, because as human beings, we like to compartmentalize. That's just what we do. So we want to connect to the ancestors, our higher self, or other beings, or whatever. We have to compartmentalize, but do it in a way that's comfortable for you, you know? So what the problem I have is when people say, "Hey, this is the way this is the way you have to do it." No, it ain't. Do it because some things might work for you and the way that your mind works, but it might not work for another person. I know people who can do diets where they're a very restrictive diet because in their mind it works, but other people can't do a restrictive diet because that's just not how they're wired, you know, and it's hard for them to do those kind of things. So and what that person will do is like, oh man, something's wrong with me because I can't do this restrictive diet. No, hell, something might be wrong with the restrictive diet, you know. So you gotta find your place. You gotta find what works for you. So I'm a big believer in that. So yeah. So Menace Opera, what's going on? What's going on? Got the Optara. Glad to have you here. Let's see. And let's see. Moonlight. Let's see. Man, my moderators, y'all handling up. Y'all doing it tonight. Thank you, moderators. Woohoo! Hands up. Throw it up. Yeah. For the moderators. All right. Let's see. Oh man, it jumped again. Dang it! I hate it when that. So is that where the cartoons come from? You're not taking your meds? Thank you, Fort Law. See, can I block my moderator? Oh man. Oh no, man. I tell you what, they probably ain't got no meds strong enough for me. For real. Man, let's see. Let's see. We're born spirits adopt religion. Yep. Absolutely. Have you read anything from Kemet that refers to the mark of the beast? Nope, never have. So never see that. And see, that's the thing. It's like you guys are assuming like a lot of times that Kemet does things exactly the way that Christianity did the Bible. Okay, and that's not how that worked. Matter of fact, most of the stuff from Kemet was not written down. So the stuff that we got in the Bible that came from Kemet, that was an actual break from the oral traditions. Because from the Kemetic philosophy, when you have to read something, you're immediately putting yourself at odds against the true knowledge. Okay, it's like because for them, revelatory knowledge that you get from within is the true knowledge. It's the true wisdom. It's not something that you read in a book. So in the African tradition, this knowledge was passed orally, and they used the symbolic writing of the hieroglyphs, of course. And the hieroglyphs were not they were not letters and numbers like we write. The hieroglyphs were actually idea words. So and depending on what symbols could be used, those ideas could be taken different ways depending on the person's knowledge that they had. So those type of things that are within Christianity, trying to confirm Christianity through Cometicism, that it doesn't work that way. You know, trying to confirm the stuff that's in the Bible, because a lot of times the Bible, again, the information in there is has a whole different esoteric level. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. Shirai says been stuck on Noah more than Jesus. Okay, the mark of the beast is a vaccine. Laura says I think the mark of the beast is a vaccine. I guess it's possible. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. Absolutely. Lovely Laura, where you been, girl? I ain't seen you in like a month of Sundays. And she came in swinging with 1999. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, lovely Laura. She says, your class and teachings have been so helpful to me this year. Yeah, hey, I'm glad to hear it. These teachings, they are life changing. They changed my life. I mean, and what I'm giving to you guys is the things that I've done. So this stuff is not theory for me, none of it. So this is what I went through some dark, depressing times, you know, but I didn't stay down for long, and it was because I used these teachings to come out of it. You know, I mean, I've lost everything I had twice. I mean, I couldn't do it one time. I had to do it 2 times. You know, one time for the world. But anyway, you know, so it was like, so I had to have something. I mean, if I was Christian for back between 2010, I'd probably be in jail right now because I've been killed some people and asked God to forgive me because I was angry. Because people were just doing stuff. It was making me mad. But anyway, but thank you, Laura, lovely Laura. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Do you think that most Christians, let's see, this is Kerman S. Wingfield says, do you think most Christians know the truth but are scared to lose their hope in general? The fear of death is so strong that the fear of the head after. Yeah, I think that's a lot of that keeps people held into it. So I know that there are a lot of Christians that are curious, you know, but the idea that they could possibly go to hell, a lot of times that's enough to keep them from not veering away, you know. So that fear definitely keeps people held in. So definitely. Valerie Kelly said, did you have a mentor or did you learn all of this on your own? I pretty much, how can I say? I can say ass kickings have been my mentor. For real. You know? So there's nobody that I necessarily had a personal mentor to. Now there are books and stuff that I've read, of course, you know, self-development. So I've always been into self-development. So there's different books and stuff that I've read and learned. But a lot of the stuff that is spiritually based is just stuff that I've had experience through, you know. So a lot of things that I'm talking to you guys about is stuff that I've lived, you know, and stuff that I've come through. So the wisdom that I have is from experience. It's not, and like I said, the stuff that I'm teaching in my class it's not theories. I'm teaching stuff that I know works. I know it does because it had to work on me, you know. So as far as somebody like that I sit down and talk with and stuff like that, no, I haven't had any mentors. It's just through hard knocks. So that's where I've learned a lot of it, just through hard knocks. Michael Peaks in the house. Get a $20. Thank you, Michael Peaks. I appreciate you, brother. He's always here. Now, Michael, you're right on time, brother. You're not late. You're here when you're supposed to be. You're here when you're supposed to be. Let's see. Minnesota says Optara says vaccine is for tracking. I don't know. And I mean, personally, I don't want to deal with the vaccine. So I just personally, I just don't trust it, you know. But that is me. Now I know I'm going to be having to travel overseas, or not having to. I'm going to be traveling overseas. If I have to take the vaccine to go overseas, I'm going to take the vaccine because I want to go overseas. I want to do some travel. I want to go to Africa. There's places that I want to go. I'm going to take it. But otherwise, I'm not going to do it. So I'm not one of those just saying like, you know, no, you know, don't do this and blah, blah. I'm not that. Personally, my personal choice is that I'm not going to take it unless I just have to, you know. So I'm not going to be against it, you know. I don't trust it, but I got to weigh, you know, what I want to do. Okay. So that's kind of how I look at it. I would never tell anybody not to do it. That again, I would not tell somebody or tell other people that they shouldn't take care of their own life in the way that they believe is right for them. I just, people that do that to me are completely irresponsible, you know, and that's, I don't want to be in that goal or be in that realm. So no way. So let's see. Jamin Smith get $4.99. So gave another $4.99. Says thank you for answering. I'm studying every philosophy I can put my hands on. A trend that I find throughout is that order comes from chaos. Yeah, I mean that's I mean what the ancients have said. Order comes from chaos. It's just all the possibilities can happen. Something comes out of it. Okay, so that's just how it is. Let's see. Markeisha Norman said, "How can you trust Christianity when they say they don't question God? You know why? Because you do. God really will show you the truth." All right, okay. No, and I don't. But again, when you're in that system, you don't even think about why you shouldn't trust somebody who says don't question, because you just don't question. So I get it. I get it. When you're in that system, it's just like they shut your brain down, really. Um, does Kemet say anything about Gog or Magog? Not that I'm aware of. So I shift my reality into a new, better environment. My dreams and imagination never dies out. Yeah, and Shauna A, you have to start to focusing on what you desire rather than what you hate. You know, so you have to start to lifting those things up so that you can raise your vibration more to an elevated, a happy state, and two, that you start to connect with how you feel like you would feel when you're in that place that you want to be. So that's how you do that. Let's see. Let's see, Mozambique. See, don't take the poison, family. Let's see. That's Dark Goddess said, don't take the poison. Let's see. Nick Bell said, would you recommend for an Afrocentric person to date a Christian? As a young black man, I only attract Christian women. Yeah, Nick, and that's a part of that is that most of the women are Christian. If you're in the United States, I mean, that's the majority of black women are going to be Christian. So. I would say you have to take it person by person, because even though somebody might call themselves Christian, they might not be as dogmatic. I'm at the age now where the women that I date, they are going to be kind of like they know who they are. They're certain their ways, and so for me, I probably wouldn't date a Christian. Okay, no, I'll take that back. The last lady that I did date, she was a Christian, and good God, there was a lot of turmoil. But I would say Nick, give it a try, see where they are, and but a lot of times we can accept, as spiritual people, we can accept a person being Christian, but a Christian cannot accept us if we don't believe what they believe. That's usually where the issue comes in a lot of times. So yeah, good question, and thank you for that gift, 1999. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Uh, David Rick said, "Hey man, the vaccine." I hear you. I ain't mad at you. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Love Laura says she's tired of dating Christians. You know what? I feel you on that, sister. But it's like everywhere you step on one. I mean, okay, I'm being ugly now. But sometimes I can get that way. But anyway, let's see. Yeah. I feel you though. It's just like, man, it's you try not. I try not to be like prejudiced, I guess. Somebody say I'm a Christian, I'll be like, right off the bat. But I guess Nick, I should probably take my own advice and say, give it a try. But man, I'm at the age where I'm just like, you know what? No, I don't want to deal with it. Bye. So, yeah, I agree, Tenebrous, that they are some of the most. So he says super religious people can be some of the most arrogant, and they're arrogant in their ignorance, man, for real. Can you talk about twin flames and soulmates? So, so that's goddess goodness says, can you talk about the difference between twin flames and soulmates? So my understanding is that a twin flame is supposed to be one soul that's split. Okay, and then a soulmate is supposed to be two souls that vibe together. I don't believe in twin flames. Okay, so that's not to say that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying a soul is In other words, it's like the masculine half and the feminine half is supposedly split in the twin flame, and they're supposed to be trying to find this way back to each other. I know that that's not the way that the universe works. Okay, all of us have masculine and feminine, a masculine and feminine aspect of us. Everybody, whether you're male or female, you have a masculine and feminine aspect. So you can't leave one half and be gone. You can't exist like that. Okay. So in that instance, from my understanding of a twin flame, I don't believe in that. So now soulmate, I believe soulmates are very possible in that we have groups of souls that we move through our lives together with, and we do gain an affinity for those souls. Okay, so I definitely believe that that's possible. That you can travel, that you can feel a person that you've been with before in other lives, and I've had that happen. I know that I've been with people that I know that were like that were soulmates. So that's happened. Let's see. Okay, is there somebody here that we might need to kick out? So y'all look for some people being ugly to other ones. My moderators, they're soulmates. yeah, Tenebris. It's just, to me, it's soulmates. I don't believe in the twin flames idea. But again, that's just me. Somebody might know more about that and can explain it better. But from my understanding, it doesn't work universally. The universal laws just doesn't work that way, from my understanding. So Valerie, the class is actually self-paced. So Valerie says, "How long does your classes last?" So it's actually self-paced, and it is a weekly, it's a weekly reading that you do with the class, and then there's application after that. And I do it with reading specifically because people will turn on a video and just have it in the background. And this is the type of knowledge that you can't just like put in the background and then get it. So to me, reading is meditative, and you literally sit down, read it, then I give you some exercises to work to for the whole week, but it's all self-paced. So it's not, so we meet once a month with a Zoom class, and that is you come as long as you want and leave when you're ready. So that's it. But I'm there for 2 hours, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be there for 2 hours. Okay. But everything is self-paced. So, and I put it in a way that a person won't get overwhelmed with it. So week to week, and even if you might miss a lesson in 1 week, you can catch back up. So it's not something that flood you with so much information that it's just like you get behind and you're like, oh man, I can't catch up, you know. So I make sure that I keep that balance there. Okay, but self-paced. Let's see, when they walk around telling you they bless when you speak. Let's see. Oh, y'all must be talking to each other. Let's see. You were late night work is some of the most potent. Did you know, for me, your late night work is some of the most potent? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Fort Law? Let's see. Empath with an attitude is in the house. Let's see. A lot of millennials, Gen Zs don't groove with Christianity. Yeah, that's true, Aboriginal Goddess. I agree with that. They question more than baby boomers, for sure. I agree with that 100%. And I think it's a lot of it because they came into this planet at a higher level of consciousness than us baby boomers did. So I'm a baby boomer. I'm at the tail end of it. But they came in at a higher level of consciousness, and they don't deal with the structures of that really baby boomers instituted, and they don't deal with them very well. Do you have practices you do daily? Theoretical, one of the things I do is I walk daily. So, and for me, walking is a meditation. And I literally, so every morning, that's something that I do every morning without fail. As I get up, I walk. I do usually about a 4 to 4.5 mile walk. Uh, and during that time, I'm like tuning in, and I literally get downloads and stuff. And man, I come back and I'm using my phone as a note taking as I'm walking a lot of times. So that's to me, that's my meditation, is to do my walk every morning. And usually takes me about an hour and a half. I can get it done usually in an hour and a half. So, but that's a daily thing for me. So, but like I say, and for me, meditation is something that's repetitive and something that you can literally take your mind off of while you're doing, and you can just kind of zone out. And I can literally do that when I'm walking. I can just kind of zone out. Sometimes I might just I might put on some music. A lot of times I'm listening to stuff. I use that as a time. I listen to audiobooks. So it's usually something that I'm doing while I'm walking. But that's a daily practice for me. I don't even feel right if I don't go walking in the morning. Let's see. Are there any daily practices you know of that can help stick the information? Uh, no. I mean, it depends on the person. You really have to find out what works for you. So, like I say, walking works for me. Meditating, sitting and meditating might work for you. I know a lot of people want to try to sit and meditate and just totally blank their mind. That is a practice and a skill that you have to practice for years in order to really get that down. That doesn't work for me. Even when I sit and meditate, I'm usually visualizing. Okay, so I'm usually visualizing what I want. Visualizing something that I want to manifest. So that's usually what it. But you have to try different things to see what works for you and what works for you, and don't try to fit into somebody else's box. That's one of the things I can tell you. There's a lot of people say you have to do it this way. When you get into you have to do it a certain way, then if it doesn't work for you, what happens is people go like, something's wrong with me. I can't do it that way. Something's wrong with me. And you should never get in the position where you're looking at yourself as defective because you can't do it the way that somebody else does it. That might not be that might not be an ability that you have, and it might be something that they can do. It's kind of like saying, like a sprinter in track, he can run real fast. Well, because I can't run real fast doesn't mean that something is wrong with me. It just means that I'm not as gifted as that person in that area. Okay. So that's kind of what I look at spiritual gifts and the ability to do different things that we do. Okay. So don't look at yourself as something is wrong if you can't do exactly what they do. Okay. Let's see, Jamil Dunn. Yep, I'm in the DFW. Jamil Dunn. Yeah, I've actually I thought about doing live events, but first of all, live events can be expensive, and I'm not like I probably wouldn't do if I do a live event. To me, I would rather have a group of us go on a trip somewhere and just go have some fun. That would be the kind of live event that I want to do. I wouldn't want to do like an event where I'm just standing up talking and lecturing to people. That as a school teacher, I hated doing that, and I don't like doing that. But to go and have some fun, a group of us, especially the ones in my class, man, we can go somewhere and we can like, man, let's go have some fun. Terry Miller says evening walks are your thing. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go walking this evening. So I'm gonna I walked this morning, but I'm walking, doing a little bit extra these days. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Right. Omar Little says Christianity's been teaching the same thing for 2,000 years. Right. But they've honed the skills of what they need to do to control people's minds. That's what they've been good at. And man, they know it top to bottom. Valerie Kelly said, "Let's do it. Let's go on that trip for real. Let's do it." Man. All right. All right. Well, guys, we are at the top of the hour. So I'm going to get ready to shut it down. But man, I want to thank all you guys for being here. Let's see. Shauna A says, "Does the universe listen to our prayers?" Yes, they do. They do. So, and your prayer is not your words and you putting your hands together. That's not your prayer. Your prayer is your vibration. That's your prayer. And you're doing that whether you're putting your hands together or not, whether you're asleep or you're awake, you're always praying. All right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for being here, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. My moderators, great job. Dark Goddess, Rado Creator, Fort Law, Menes Aptara. Thank y'all. Moderators, I appreciate you. And all of y'all that gave tonight, woohoo! Thank you, man. Hey, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for showing that love to me. I really appreciate it. All right. Okay, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll do it again next Wednesday, okay? All right. Bye-bye.